Instagram, hello. We are on episode, we have lots of dogs, 42 of Ask a Puppy Trainer Show with Bethany and Sparky. Hello, how you doing? You guys pretty much know at this point, but you can ask questions on Instagram. You can direct message us. Are you eating this? Yes, you are. Isn't this an adorable puppy? Who is this again?
This is Lexi.
Lexi! Oh, look at this face. This is like the perfect cut face ever. This is my elderly border collie, Dusty. And do you want to do the long one?
No, we're going to start with the short one.
Okay, fine.
Levity first.
You're so cute.
Okay. Nancy. Like your... Oh, wait. Should I find training? Okay. It goes off of trying to find a training school like TPA. Like yours, what should it... Is there... Where's the first part of this question?
What should they offer?
I'm assuming that's the first part of the question.
Okay, we lost the first half, so this is the second half. Like yours, what should I be looking for? What should they offer? Bethany, you want to go on that one? I'm going to throw my opinion at the end.
Oh, okay, like a school? Well, there's not a lot of schools. Oh, snap. Okay, so what you could do is a series of one-on-one lessons, and I would suggest getting a series of one-on-ones from a trainer. I personally love group classes for puppies under 12 to 14 weeks, but you're very limited because they do like a little bit of like proper socialization. 2 rounds of boosters, people wear like little booties and stuff like that if your area does that. But what you can also do, I would also suggest, is what I'm trying to say, is get at least 1 or 2 sessions of someone coming to your home. They'll help you with the setup, the structure, what works best for your family. Isn't that right, Lexi? Oh yes. That would be the other thing. You could also do a board and train. Now this is really hard though, but send your puppy away from you 1 or 2 weeks. Again, usually they need 2 rounds of boosters to start with, and then make sure you ask all the questions about boosters and how they handle that with the board and train. And you should be very involved. So you should have 2 or 3 lessons where you come and work with the puppy. The big thing about finding a trainer, in my opinion, and I'm sure Sparky's too, is their go home program for you. I cannot tell you how many times I've worked with clients and it seemed like the dog was great. I bet the training was great. But there's a huge difference in a person who can train a dog and a person who can also train an owner, and then a person who's also organized enough to give you a schedule at home and outline what you need to do at home. So those are the things that you're really looking for.
Yeah, I also like looking for balanced dog trainers, not because you need the behavioral modification aspect of a balanced dog trainer, but a balanced dog
We're awesome today.
Balanced dog trainer just has more options that they can make available to you. But also, if I am going to find a balanced dog trainer, I want to make sure they specialize in young puppies.
Yes.
Most trainers don't. It's actually quite a rare
true.
thing. That's why Puppy Academy is so successful, because we take strictly 6 month and below puppies, and it's a whole different world. You can't be as harsh with a young puppy. You can't be as strict. There's a lot more leeway, like not letting them kiss your mouth.
It's what? She can kiss my mouth all she wants. That's a personal preference.
You want to make sure that they have experience working with young puppies, because there's a lot more leeway we give young puppies. We don't require them to heel perfectly right away. We want to make sure that if we're working on commands, they don't get it right away. Maybe we go down to laying on the ground, just letting them follow food for a few minutes. There's a lot of different aspects of training a young puppy, and I know it doesn't say an age, but
not overwhelming them with socialization. That's a big one.
That's a huge one. That's how you create a scared little puppy around other dogs.
Or
and also finding the right match. A trainer can help you do that.
He's biting me, but it doesn't even hurt. It's like little love bites. So cute. I bet his owners don't feel that way.
6 weeks later.
I know, 6 weeks.
Bethany's fault. You good on that one? I'm going to keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay.
I mean, I could talk about it for an hour, but we'll keep going.
Ooh, I like this. I like your name. Mika Wabasabi. Ha! That was good. I like that. That was fun. How do I teach her drop it? My 8-month-old Shiba steals socks from everywhere. So Dusty. Put your Shiba on a leash. No free roam of an area unless she's 99.9% good in those areas that you're giving her a free roam. Meaning that she's not creating bad habits like picking up socks and bolting away. She's not trying to eat things. She's not counter surfing when she's on leash. When you get that, then you can start attempting to maybe give a long leash. More freedom to that area.
I know it's a pain in the butt, but there literally should be like this moment where you're like, all right, kids, close your bedroom doors. I'm letting the Shiba off the leash.
Puppy proofing. Yeah. Check your areas. Maybe put up a playpen. Put up a baby gate to block off certain areas. I know people that can't trust their puppies pretty much anywhere, but they give them the hallway and they do fetch up and down the hallway, and they have a baby gate at the end with all the doors along the hallway shut. Dustin.
You're the one who petting him.
Just to have a little bit more control over the area that they give them. And when they're not in that hallway, they're on a leash, whether it's a 4-foot, a 6-foot, or a 10-foot leash, and they're following them around the house. But also, they strictly practice come and recall in the relationship building technique that Bethany loves.
Yep.
Because anytime your Shiba has a sock, instead of the Shiba running away with the sock, you start teaching them how to come when called for food. And maybe you don't reward them right away for stealing the sock and then coming, but when they drop it and then sit, then you grab the sock, grab a piece of food, reward them for dropping and coming.
Okay, and then and then the other thing you need to do is find a toy that the dog is interested in. I would get those plushie, or not plushie, what are they called? The toys that don't have stuffing in them.
Those Snuggies.
Snuggies, and they're soft. And I would get one without a squeaker, but I don't know, sometimes Shibas need more drive, so maybe a squeaker. But anyway, they have no stuffing in them, and they should be soft, kind of like a sock. Maybe even...
They do have a squeaker though too. They have a squeaker in the head.
Maybe even... I know, I usually tell people to cut those out and sew it back up. But anyway, you can even sleep with it in your bed one night so it smells like you. Shibas can be hard to motivate. That's the only reason why I'm saying that. So then you actively pull the toy out, play, and teach them to drop it. So how you teach drop it is when you're tugging, you want to be active and in motion and moving your arm around. When you want the puppy to calm down and let go, tuck your elbow in, eat up as much of the tug toy as possible, and freeze and wait for them to drop it. They get bored. Drop it. Good. Sit. Break, and then give it again. I don't do that, by the way.
You don't put the toy behind the back?
Never. I tell the dog to get away from the toy.
So explain that.
Well, because it's hard to explain on here. They can do whatever's comfortable with them. If you want to pull the toy behind you and wait for a second to calm the puppy down, I know. If you want to have the pup be more strict,
body block.
Yeah.
Facial pressure.
But they sound kind of green with this stuff. So I was trying to make it easy for them.
But to 8-month-old Shiba,
trying to make it easy for them.
I think it's easier just to put the toy behind your back in the beginning, and then if you want to work on spatial pressure.
As long as it doesn't build drive.
Yeah, do some research on spatial pressure, and it's just this. Ooh, I think Lexi has.
Lexi, my goodness, you behave. That is the cutest little frustration I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's adorable.
What do you think Mom and Dad think about it?
They probably thought it was cute the first 2 weeks. I
think Lexi.
So hang on. So the other thing I want you to do is you got to teach this dog place. You got to teach this dog how to go to a spot and settle, to redirect. Basically, it's what Lexi's learning about right now. Hey, you! Oh my God, the cuteness. I just can't. That is the cutest little puppy. I'm going to pull up that question.
That's the problem.
But anyway, those are the things that I would start with. It's quite a bit. You guys need foundational training, and so you've got the come, you got the recall, you've got more structure in the home. You got to teach drop it with an actual toy, and then when he gets a sock, you need to use food and redirection and teach place for impulse control. And go. You want me to do one of the long ones?
Yeah, we have one or two more of the short ones, but.
All right, long ones.
Bethany is our paraphraser. She's
Here we
much better at it.
Here we go. Sound Grace. Luana has been doing good with her belly touching. Thank you. You're welcome. Can I ask another question? She is not 9 months old, but I can't, maybe it's now 9 months old, but I can't get her to like the car. She's sitting in a booster seat. She gets nervous, drooling, makes noise, ends up vomiting. Car's parked in a parking lot. Tried to bring her outside and sit in the car while not driving, but I could see her already having anxiety. She loves going to Petco, and that could be a fun memory for her, but she gets nervous no matter where we go, so I barely go anywhere with her. It only makes it worse. She vomits. The vet says that she might grow out of it because her ears are not fully developed. That's very true, but unfortunately, because that's why they feel sick, because their inner ear, the crystals aren't developed yet. But then the problem is they have this lasting impression of the car.
Imprint,
yeah, that stays with them even when they get older. This one had it. I'm gonna go over that. The closest dog park is like 30 minutes away. Bad winter, no places to go. Can't really monitor. Back seat. Tried passenger seat. It's the same thing. The only thing I didn't try is to give her more freedom with like a seatbelt. Usually less freedom the better. But here's what I would do. I think you've got two choices. If this is if this is real sickness, you know, like actually feeling bad, it seems like way more than that. But if it's actual feeling bad, my dog Dusty, my border collie, he learned, and then I picked this up after he learned it on his own. Because usually I have dogs lay down in the back seat, and he would kind of get big-eyed, and he would sit and face forward. He learned he felt better that way, which is kind of cool. And it's if he looks out the side window, he gets sick. I also drive better. So I drive like a grandma. Well, not my grandma. She drives like a nutcase, but someone's grandma. I drive really, really slow. So slow to brake, slow to speed up. That's really important because it's this that really kills them. Keep in mind that kind of stuff. If you have a rougher lowrider car, those things will affect how your dog feels. Okay, so the two options I would do, one is I would do a crate and I would cover the sides because it's seeing stuff go by. So you need to actually put your dog in a crate, put some puppy pads down to soak up moisture, and just cover the crate and drive
in the crate
slow.
Or beneath the crate? In the crate.
In
right?
the crate, yeah.
Okay.
The puppy pads in the crate for moisture, throw up, things like that. Fully cover the crate with a dark cloth to get rid of the whooshing, okay? The other thing I would do is start feeding your dog in the car. So if my puppy wants to eat, they're gonna eat in the car. We're not gonna go anywhere, but they're gonna get in that car every day for a week and just eat. I might even in the back seat do like, come down, good, here's a handful of food, come down, you know, you can play around with it. Getting in and out. So if your puppy doesn't jump up, you know, pick your puppy up, put it down on the ground, do a circle, open door, stop and sit, pause, pick up puppy, put them in, handful of food, 20 times. So this is the kind of stuff that you got to do. This is how you desensitize and counter condition how the dog feels in the car to even have a chance. And then you just turn it on. And then you go down the block and around the block and let the puppy out in different areas. And if you really want to go at this, it's about going, not using excitement, it's about going slow, controlled, good job, you're fine, we're going to keep doing this and you're fine. You can also try massage. Massage works, he's petting, but when just hanging out with your dog, oh, he says, whoa, this is good stuff right here. Hanging out with your dog, doing slow massage with the car on in the back seat and a handful of food. Your puppy may not eat. You might have to work up to that. But anyway, those are some of the things to work on in the meantime. Got anything else?
You took all the good ones.
Yes. All right, you can have the next one. It is... I'd like to ask a question for your Q&A. Feisty 9-week-old Dachshund puppy. Oh, I was just like eaten by a Dachshund puppy recently. He was mouthy during play, bites quite hard. I've been there, I have holes in my socks. We've been trying different tactics to deal with it. Freeze, our clothing less interesting. Oh yeah, you roll up the sleeves when you play with the puppy. Divert with a toy. We'll talk about that one. Sitting on the floor and climb in our laps with toys. This often calms him down. Oh, cool. I bet it does. She gives him a toy and lets him climb up in the lap. I understand your pain, but we're gonna tweak that one a little bit. Short training session sometimes calms him down. Way to go. He's fairly good at sit. We're working on stay and come. Don't work on stay, work on place. So you need to, before you do stay, do place. Teach him how to target something over and over and over again. Place break, then use body blocking, body language to get him to stay rather than sit or a down. Down and place are two easier positions to learn stay. Now, I'm not saying you can't have your puppy sit and go, good, food. Pause, 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 pause. Good, food. Good, pause, pause, pause between good and the food. That's the beginning of stay. It's just a lot of times people ask for a bit too much too soon and you end up causing frustration.
Creating too much distance, too much distraction, too much duration.
If nothing else works, we can give him a timeout in his crate or pen. That's what Sparky likes to do if the other stuff doesn't work as well. He's only tiny. We don't expect that much. but he doesn't know any better. I disagree. At the same time, we want to start addressing this early, which is why you're on here. Way to go, Alex. It doesn't seem like aggression. It's probably not, just rough play. I don't know, when that little 12-week-old was biting holes in my socks, it felt like aggression. So we recently had a little dachshund puppy that we worked with. Okay, so it was like a little biter from you know where. One of the things I would like you to do is our relationship exercise. And I know it doesn't seem related, but it is, where it's very related. You use the puppy's food, especially morning kibble, but preferably the 3 times a day, where you just do a handful of food and you just, puppy come, good, handful of food. Puppy come, good, handful of food. That gets easy. Puppy come, good, sit, handful of food on the ground, break. While they eat up the kibble, you hightail it across the room, and when they eat up the last piece of kibble, puppy come, yay, sit, good, handful of kibble. And so you're building distance. This is our relationship game. And yeah, so that's number 1.
You're building work drive.
Building work drive, seeing your hands for different things, stuff like that. The other thing you need to do is you need to teach place. And then you need to teach blocking with place. Look up teaching place to a puppy on YouTube and see what you get. Hopefully, the other key term you could put in is how to teach a dog or puppy spatial pressure, because that's what you need. And then in the meantime, well, I won't take what I already know he's going to say, but in the meantime, use a leash to help, guide that puppy away from your feet at the bewitching hour or whenever else the puppy just really goes nuts. What else do you got?
The crate part, I just want to clarify a few things with the crate part. If you guys are going to use the crate as a redirection, as a way of helping the puppy calm down, it can't ever be a punishment. So if you say no, bad dog, and then you put him in the crate, we call it house. Now there's a negative association to it.
Creates frustration too.
Yes. Take a deep breath. We've just been nibbled at for the past 10 minutes. You're frustrated. I get that. We're human. It happens. Take that deep breath. Regulate your energy and your breathing. Even your heart rate sometimes can make a difference, especially when you hold your puppy. And then calmly put them in the crate, close it, lock it, cover it, walk away. But also, check out our online program, guys. Go to our puppyacademy.com. Check out our online program. The first 3 videos are all about this. Teaching place, teaching a relationship building exercise.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we have videos for this stuff.
We got this. YouTube, come on. Our videos are better than any YouTube.
That's very true.
They're professionally shot.
That's very true. The whole divert with a toy, you need to have some sort of interrupter first. That interrupter could, 9 weeks old, I don't really want you to use a pet corrector yet, but I know how feisty,
What about an air shot redirect?
You could do just an air shot in the air. But
an air shot in the air?
An air shot, like pet corrector air shot in the air, not on the dog. Anyway, stop it. You could just, hey, and then pause for a second. Puppy come, yay! Now here's a toy. Just interrupt the cycle of arousal first in some way, shape, or form. At least try to. At night, do some physical handling and have food on you. So if the puppy gets mouthed, so if I'm doing this, say I start on the body, and then I go towards the head to just do like an ear check. I get a little mouthiness, I freeze. Good food. And then I check the ear again, and then I check the teeth, and you just kind of go through the body and mix it with belly rubs and food to make it a bit more positive. Please don't, I don't really want to go into the why. It kind of takes forever.
Don't go into why. Can we just say this
please don't have your puppy sit on your lap with a toy to calm them down. They will get dependent on that. Redirect them to 20 different things first before you pick them up and hold them.
Most of your nipping isn't related to the toy play. Most of it is related to relationship. You have to make a stronger training relationship, and the nippiness will naturally go down a little bit. Not completely stop, and that's where the other piece of advice that we gave you come in a little bit more. Create a better training relationship, and then everything else kind of falls into place. Your puppy has a lot of energy, and it needs a channel. If it's good training channels, come sit down, say fetch, leave it, drop, play, whatever it is, they default to that before the bitiness, most of the time.
My devil's advocate is that little dachshund was like, I had a good relationship, and
she's scarred by this dachshund.
I'm scarred by this. It's so sweet and smart and driven and bitey. And
not yours.
Not yours. It was one I recently worked with, and this, like, I had a good relationship with him. He still tried to bite the crap out of me.
If you are running into what she's saying, you need an animal behaviorist, balanced dog trainer
to help you,
and you need private sessions
to help you.
So we'll end it there, but
try everything we did.
Look for some help if it doesn't work.
2 to 4 weeks, you might need a little extra help. Okay, we have a question. Oh, shut up, Bethany. Shut up. Okay, we have a question that this doesn't want me
I don't think you can pull up the question. You have to log in fresh.
Unbelievable.
Weird.
Getting
Okay.
an 8-week-old Bernedoodle in a couple months.
Yeah.
We have 2 sons, 4 and 2, and they are crazy. How can I train the dog to be calm if my boys aren't even calm?
Structure schedule. First thing, you got to have. Oh, you just laid back on that one, didn't you? All right, I guess I'm taking the forefront on this one. You need a structure schedule. You need a tight crate schedule, and when your puppy
He's talking about your kids, by the way.
Oh my God. No, don't do that. You'll go to jail for it. You want to have a tight structure schedule for your puppy, meaning that when they come out, I try to time it for when the kids are going to nap. So you get your training time with your puppy while your kids are asleep. You get your sleepy time with your puppy while your kids are not asleep. So you're trying to separate those timings a little bit more. But honestly, if your kids are always playing with the puppy, you're basically teaching your puppy to always be alert and want to play. You have to keep them on a tight schedule. And oh, hello there, sir.
He's like, you stopped petting me. What happened?
Try to keep you away from my mic. And when the puppy is out, structure the free time as well. 3 parts: walk and play. Training, supervised separation. Supervised separation basically means that when your puppy is out of the crate, with or without your boys, have a playpen set up, put your puppy in that playpen, and let them calmly exist by themselves without having access to you. I also teach no touch, no talk, no play when they're in that playpen for the young ones, for your boys, your 2 and your 4.
You have to teach the boys that. Yeah.
It's the hardest part.
And you have to, if you feel like your boys are already rambunctious, here's the thing. You could be just making like a funny comment. But if you think your boys are truly rambunctious and they don't really listen that well, there's not a lot that can help you except for what he said. And I'm going to say it a bit more brutally, which is, I heard this from another service dog trainer. He's a service dog trainer, but I heard this from another service dog trainer that helped me with a Bernedoodle with 2 young autistic children. And it was just the best advice ever. This dog was going to be a service dog for one of the autistic children. And this service dog lady said, if you want to raise a calm dog to be a service dog for your kids, the first 1 to 2 years, they shouldn't be around your kids that much because they mirror the energy. A puppy will mirror the energy of what's around them. And I was just like, wow, that was brutal and makes so much sense. It usually takes me 5 minutes to explain that the way that he did. Yeah. The way that he did in the way that this service dog lady did to this family, which helped me out a lot because I was training for behavioral and she was training for the tasks.
I know you're just training a happy family dog. That's kind of what it sounds like.
But calm, that you want a calmer dog. That is what you have to do at your kids' most rambunctious times of the day. That's when your puppy should be in crate and you're not
in a separate room.
In a separate room, yes,
living
in a
area
separate
of the
room.
Children.
And a lot of people feel bad about that, and so we're here to tell you, you don't need to feel bad about that. You got to manage the energy in your home the best you can, because when your kids are out, every 5 seconds you're going to be like, ignore the puppy, ignore the puppy. It's not your time to play with the puppy. But here's the other thing that I've done in the past with kids under 10, under 12, that has worked really, really well, which is you should get an actual, this is like my super nanny vibe going on here, but you should get a structure schedule on the refrigerator, or you might already have one. They may not be old enough yet for like a daily schedule. But if you have like, oh, you get a gold star for this chore, this chore, this chore. Have some sort of schedule that actually carves out time for the puppy and the kids. Because when you say, not right now, not right now, he's biting me. That's because I told you to leave him alone right now. That's going to be really tough. And it's
both parties.
Exactly. It's never going to go away. But what really, really helps is like, kids, is it your time to play with the puppy? Is it 3 o'clock yet? Oh, no, it's not. So what did I tell you? And you can have that, they have something to hold on to. you know, and that is what makes them more likely to listen to the structure throughout the day, is having that schedule to refer to. And then don't make it just about play. You need to teach them how to hold food and have the puppy come up and get a piece of food. That should be 80 to 90% of their interaction. And then teach them calm petting, not on the head, but on the body. Move your hand.
Or the chest.
Oh yeah, like
We're trying to hold my
chest, chest, shoulder, stuff like that. Teach them calm, slow petting and quiet indoor voices, even if they're outside. Quiet indoor voices. Anyway, you can tell we've done this a few times.
That was a gold nugget. That was actually really big. This is why I don't have kids.
It's your puppy petting time.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys calm?
That was a nugget.
You're calm. You have your handful of food. Okay, little Roger, you first. Little Betty, you're gonna wait second, and just really make it fun and structured for them, and it's gonna go a long way in helping you. And I'm done. All right.
Is that what you name your kids? Roger and Betty?
Roger and Betty. Yeah, those are my kids' names. Don't talk about my kids. Don't talk about my kids. What if she named her kids Roger or Betty?
Then you're a freaking psychic.
Oh, yeah. I am psychic. Okay, one
What
more.
did you think I said?
What? Nothing.
Go.
Okay, Emily. Hi. Another question for the Q&A. Any book recommendations to learn about behavior, body language, brain development? Ooh, the brain development is a good one. We should write a book. 16-week-old mini Bernedoodle is what Emily has.
It's on the Puppy Academy online section. It's a verbal and video book that we recorded, and it has all this great, wonderful information that we really support.
That's more for audio. Sort of like our audio book of 100 videos is probably it's probably like more like 40.
Just saying, that's the book I recommend.
He's talking about the online school. It is not a book. It is not even a giant PDF. It is more video oriented. There's so many books.
Don't get Dog Training for Dummies.
Don't get Dog Training for Dummies. There's different types of books. There's a lot about reinforcement. Oh man, there's a lady that just came into my head and I forgot her. She has a ton of little tiny thin books that aren't overwhelming. I really like her. I can't remember her name. The other one I would recommend, he mostly works with aggressive dogs, so some of the stuff can come across as really, really strict, but that's because it's really about the psyche of a dog that has aggression issues. But Love Them by Leading Them is a good one. Love Them by Leading Them. And man, I can't believe I can't remember this lady. I've been reading her books since I was little. She's been around for a long time.
It's the one with the hair.
No, the one with the hair. Me? Who?
The lady with the hair.
The lady with the hair.
Yeah,
okay.
it's that book.
All right. Let's hear. I'm gonna look her up. Do we have another question?
Like 2 minutes left, and we have a bunch of questions.
Oh,
We
we do have a
lunch.
bunch of
We have
questions.
3
On there, you
questions.
mean?
Kate, Mr. Teddy, these two.
We got this. All right. Kate Thorne, if I go by myself, then I can get through 3 of them before she even finishes looking up that name.
Yep.
Kate Thorne, my 14-week-old Goldendoodle, keeps randomly grabbing the leash and going nuts, snarling and trying to jump outside.
What?
She gets a lot of exercise and is otherwise doing well. Look up your book.
Sorry.
Damn, I lost my place. Only seems to be random bursts outside and she ignores commands. All right, so I'm curious. Do you feel like it's aggression? Because it doesn't sound like aggression. It sounds like just frustration.
A lot
the leash
of
is
frustration.
controlling her. So what I would want to do is I would want to start practicing inside my home on that leash using food. You're carrying around a training pouch all the time. I might even let her drag that leash the first couple times, build up my drive for food, maybe skip one.
Patricia McDonald.
Oh,
Patricia McConnell, not McDonald. Okay, so back to the. This is clearly, that was just really fun. That's really the only reason I did that, because I knew it'd be hilarious.
Hilarious.
Okay, so the other lady, she has like a ton of thin books that I followed since I was a kid. I really like her. Patricia McConnell. McConnell. Oh, were you saying something?
Are you good?
Yeah, if you were saying something, I'm sorry, you can go ahead and continue.
We got Miss Tourette's over
You
here.
can go ahead and continue. That was fun.
You need to do more work inside the house on leash. Try dropping the leash first if the dog's always trying to pick it up. Sometimes you holding it creates frustration.
Yeah.
Let it drag on the ground. literally let her do it for a couple days in a row, working her, make sure you're monitoring her as well.
On leash. Keep that leash on though.
But
like
she's dragging it.
Yeah.
And then work her for food, build up that drive, then begin holding leash in the house, build up work drive for that, go outside and do a lot of like redirection work, the relationship building exercise, a lot of great techniques, even just come, good treat, come, good treat, come, sit, good treat, come, sit, good treat, come, sit, pause, good treat. Build up the drive for the dog to watch you rather than the dog automatically going crazy, and work them below threshold. Threshold means that you're away from big distractions that your dog is distracted by. If they're always trying to pull towards dogs, that's your frustration, which could be leading to the biting. I doubt you walk out your front door and automatically jumping up to bite the leash. I don't think that's your trigger. I think frustration is not being able to get to something is leading to that trigger. Work them below threshold, and then try to work them slightly below threshold, and then try to work them at threshold.
Or even not wanting to walk. I've seen that from a lot of puppies. They'll do that if they just don't want to walk. But I want you to do everything he did in your house for a week. Don't even go for a walk. And then you do calm at threshold, front door, food, sit, loose leash, then work your walkway for the next week. Your garage, your walkway, if you have a parking garage at a condo, whatever it is, that's your second week. Your third week is just in front of your home, in front of a few houses or buildings. And then get in your car and go to the park. And all you're doing is turn in food, sit food, turn in food, sit food, over and over and over again. And every time that leash goes taut, make sure you use food to bring the puppy out of that and get that leash loose as quickly as possible. That's
you see
so
that look?
important.
That's the we're done looking. We're
No,
out of time.
I didn't hear anything.
Mr. Teddy, we'll say better.
Mr. Teddy, 9 months old, loves to meet play dogs no matter what size. How do I protect him from off-leash park? If a much bigger dog is too rough on him,
Don't go.
recall of Teddy doesn't always work because he's a baby. He's not a baby. It's not 9 months old. Well, I saw this cute little photo, and then
He was 9 weeks in that photo.
9-month-old. Don't want to risk him being injured. If you
Wait, what do you always ask for? What's it say on the bottom?
9-month-old cockapoo only weighs
We
11, 12
appreciate
pounds.
the
Thank
breed.
you so
The breed,
much.
the age,
Because I was
spectacular.
curious about the size.
You gotta give value to that. More people do it if you give value.
It's true. That's true. You can't if trying to. A dog has a natural way of looking at things, and if there's a big dog bombarding a little dog, they're not gonna come to you. The moment I call my dog, I have a little dog, so I've been in this situation plenty of times on hikes. And not to be discouraging, but I stopped hiking with her in areas where there are usually off-leash dogs. But anyway, there's coyotes that got bad around here. So when you're calling a dog to you, and then a big dog bombards them, and they get nervous, then the big dog gets more pushy, and you're trying to recall, it feeds that fear.
It almost damages that trust a little bit too.
Yeah,
of them coming to you.
Yes. If your dog is stuck, like you try to recall, and they're not comfortable to turn their back on that other dog, then let your dog act whatever's natural to them, and you get in there and you handle it. If I see a big dog running at me and I have a little dog, I'm like, hey, get back. Hey, go. Can you recall your dog? My dog, come, good, pick up. Hey, get back, go home, get out of here. That's what I would do. But if you're going to a place that it's allowed to have a lot of off-leash dogs, that's not a place I would go with a small dog. I'm sorry. That's just my personal preference.
Can I add one thing to that?
You can add 5 things.
No,
you can't. She'll be angry.
Pick up your dog, but do not coddle that dog.
Bingo.
Do not pet.
It's not pet. It's
you had to run up and grab your dog from the bigger dog, punking your dog a little bit.
Matter of fact.
Don't pick up the dog and pet here, okay?
You're fine.
You're fine. Let's go. Just move on.
Yeah.
Go outside of the park and do some training outside of that park.
Yeah. It's probably not what you're expecting. Sorry about that. But for us, where we live in the city, where it's very busy, it's just a reality we come across.
And also we run into a lot of untrained dogs.
Oh, real quick,
Oh.
carry something on you. Carry nothing that'll damage a dog, of course, but like a pet corrector that squirts out air for a really overzealous, like giant dog that just will not back off. And even if you pick up your dog, it's jumping up. Carry a pet corrector on you. It just squirts air. It might help deter dogs for a second till the owners can come and get them.
Don't spray it at their face.
Don't spray. Yeah, stay away from the face. Cool. All right, guys. Next week,
See you
same
guys.
same time, same place.
That was